right. Are you getting frustrated trying to use all of your Lenormand cards to do a grand tableau and there's just, you don't know where to begin? Well, I'm going to show you a structured way, which is the chain of houses, so that you feel very confident when you do the grand tableau. Let's get started. I love completing a grand tableau using the chain of houses because it is so structured and it gives you step by step. You get to know your cards better whenever you have combinations. So, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read for Taylor Swift. I know she is in the headline, she's touring. Things are going on in her private life. So, you know what? I thought to get the energy around the cards, I'm going to go ahead and do a reading for her. So, hopefully, we can give her some advice and see where the cards take us. All right. So what you do, and I've already done this, is I activated the cards for Taylor Swift and I set the intention. Please give her the advice that she needs to carry on and to be as happy as she can be, even though what we hear in the tabloids may not be what is really happening with her. Okay, so what I've already spread, as you can tell, I've already spread it out so that you didn't have to watch me pull up the cards. So whenever you first start the chain of houses, so, Taylor Swift, I am going to look for the lady, okay? And the lady is right here. And number 19, she's in the house of the tower. So what you do is you keep going, like I'm going to go to the tower next to see where the card is, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going until I actually get back to the house of the lady, okay? And the house of the lady is right here. So we're going to take it step by step. And sometimes this can be a very long reading. I mean, sometimes you read all 36 cards before you get to the house, or it can be very quick and you're going, okay. So it's a very quick reading. What you can do is just do another spread. That kind of gives you more information. All right, so let's see how long this will take. And let's go ahead and get started. And I just love it's telling a story. And I love this. Think of it, the card being the character and where the house is the setting, and try to make sense of how it is, okay? And as we go, I will flip over the cards so that we know where we are. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So here is Taylor, okay? She is in the house of the tower. All right, so whenever you're looking at the two combinations, what this could mean is that there is a woman who is in a very top position, kind of like the princess looking down in the tower and going, hello, I'm up here, you're down low, which for her, that is very true. And she is also, you could read it as that she is emotionally distant, okay? Because she's up in the tower where the king and the queen and the princess is, right? And so they're very distant, even emotionally, all right? And so that could actually read where she is at this time. Not maybe in the future, but at this time. So now, because she was in the house of the tower, I am going to look for the tower. So, and I know that you're watching, you're probably going, well, it's right there. Okay, so here is the tower. Okay, so the card, the tower, it is in the house of the anchor. All right. So because I'm going to be telling a story, I'm going to see if I can make sense of where I just read off. Okay, because she likes to isolate herself, or she feels kind of like emotionally distant. Whenever you're looking at the tower and the anchor, this is where she finds safety, is in isolation, which would make perfect sense because she's always out in public eye. And so she really feels very stable. She has to, recharge her energy by isolating herself. So that makes perfect sense. And she needs to continue to do so. So then we go to the anchor card, which is right here, and it is in the house of the fox. Okay. And so we're going to go step by step again. So she feels like, okay, she's very stable. She has a great identity. Everybody knows who she is. But she may feel like she doesn't want, there's something sneaky going on. Okay. So she's afraid to really know who to trust and who to tell things to, because as soon as you tell somebody something that's very secret, yes, a lot of times it gets in the headlines. Okay, so she's got to really watch that stability, because as soon as she feels like there's something sneaky, then it's not stable anymore. So now let's find the fox. Oh, the fox is in the mice. All right, so again, she has a lot of people that are around her. Okay, and at least she needs to identify this, that she doesn't know who she can trust or who she doesn't. It's kind of eating away at her, because it's very hard to have trusting issues when you're not for sure who to trust. So whenever, if she was across the table from me, I might actually talk to her. Well, how can you figure out the solution to this? How can you figure this out? If you're having trust issues on knowing who to trust, what can you do to help the situation? Okay. All right, so let's go on. Okay, so I turned this over. Okay, so now we're going to find the mice. The mice. Where is the mice? Oh, here it is. Okay. So the mice is actually in the ring. All right. So whenever you're looking at the ring, okay, we know what the mice is kind of eating at you, right? And the ring can also mean commitment, okay, a promise, right? When you get married, you're committing yourself to something. Well, she is definitely committed, okay. However, whenever you put the mouse into it, it kind of changes a little bit. So she may have, and I think we all know, okay. So I think because she's emotionally distant, and so she's lacking in commitment, especially in relationships. Okay. She does have a cycle that is continuing and going on. Okay. So she has a difficult time keeping that promise in a relationship. All right. So now we're going to find the ring, which is so interesting. It's right above that. Okay. And it is in the house of the stork. So right here, so she may be promising, okay, I'm going to change. I'm going to change with each relationship. And maybe she's making a promise, because stork means movement, change, right? So she may be committing, say, you know what, I'm going to make these changes, but is she able to make the commitment? So again, it's just something that's insightful for her to learn about, okay? So now let's go to the stars. Okay, stork and stork, where are you? Oh my goodness. So, yeah, it's a very structured reading, but you also have to kind of find your cards as you go. Oh my goodness, where is the stork? Oh, okay. Yeah, and I'll tell you why this happens a lot of times is because when you're working with more than one card deck, each symbol has a different picture. So I really don't work with these cards unless I'm doing a grand tableau. And so my other cards, the stork looks completely different. So that will happen to you from time and time again. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the stork is in the stars, the house of the stars. Okay, so what this may mean, because stars is like your spirituality. So she may be longing, she may want to be changing spirituality. Where is her spirituality at? What can she do to make her feel like she's on the right pathway? Because she may need to make some changes, not only to herself, but also to her life, so that she feels very confident that it's going a way that she needs to. All right, so let's go from the stars. Now we're going to look. Oh, the stars are up here. Okay, stars in the clouds. So right here, I'm going to kind of turn it sideways so that we know that it's in the house of the clouds. And the clouds kind of mean, it's murky. You're kind of unsure of what is going on, right? So this may be that because her spirituality, she's trying to find herself. Maybe she has lost where she is spiritually. Maybe she doesn't really know who she is anymore. Okay, she's kind of confused. Again, this goes back to not knowing who you can trust. So there's a lot of confusing in her life, and so she really has to really think about, well, how can I change it in my life so that it goes much more smoother and something that I can make myself happy. So when you're trying to find yourself, you're not going to be very happy, right? So now let's find the clouds. Where are oh, here we go. So again, here are the clouds and the dog. Now, a lot of times the dog means loyalty, it means friendship, right? And so again, we're getting back to the trust of the people that are in her life. So it's very cloudy who she can actually trust and who her friends are. And so whenever you're living a life like that, it's almost like you put a wall around you because you don't want to get hurt. So again, she's having a hard time understanding who her friends are and who are very sincere for her, okay? Because a lot of times, because she is so famous, she's probably wondering, what do they want from me? So let's go to, now let's find the dog. Oh, the dog is right here. I just looked at the fish, okay? So what the dog means, okay, again, is that loyalty, friendship. So, but the fish can mean opportunities, it can mean lots of money, that kind of thing. But because the dog's right here, it means that maybe she has so many friends around her. Again, it's that trust issue because there are so many. And sometimes when you get too many friends, it's not good because you're trying to please everybody. You're trying to make all those relationships work, and it's very, very difficult. It's also meaning maybe she has a lot of money, which attracts those friends. Okay. So now we're going to find, oh, I found it immediately. As soon as I looked up, there it was. So the fish is in the snake. Okay. Now the snake can also almost mean a little bit sneakiness going on. Somebody, that's trying to take something away from you. It can also mean passion. Okay. So because the fish may mean money, she may have a strong desire to make a lot of money. Even though she has a lot, it's almost like once you get some, you want more, you want more, and you want more, just because it brings so much more in your life and you feel like you're getting reinforced and it reinforces more. So I think that she's very happy that she's making the money that she is and she wants to continue so. Now, what's scary about that is that if she stops making the money, then her self confidence probably goes down. So let's find the snake card. I looked over here. I was going, there's the snake, but that's not it. Okay. So let's find the snake card. It's like finding a crossword puzzle. Oh, it's right here. It's right underneath it, right? Okay, so the snake right here is in the house of the moon. So whenever you look those two together, okay, this could mean maybe that there is a conflict because moon is like your moods, your emotionality. So maybe there's is a definitely a not stability in her moods. Okay, so there's a conflict between her ambition, making all this money, and also getting some rest. And so if she was in front of me and across the table, I would definitely suggest to her that she needs to get some rest because she is making all this money, all these touring, so she may need some rest, okay? That this ambition is actually getting a hold of all her emotions, and that's why she's having a hard time finding her spirituality. Okay, so let's go to the moon card. The moon. And this would be fun, especially if she was in front of me, trying to find where the moon is and we could look for it together. So, whenever you look at the moon, it's in the house of the book. Okay. The book can mean knowledge, sometimes it can mean unknown knowledge. So, where she really feels good, and it's so interesting because she loves to study. And I know that the studying also brings music into her life because the more she knows about a topic, she can sing about it and write about it. And so I think this really helps with her emotions. Is this is a way that she calms down, where she finds herself, her creativity is learning more about knowledge. and knowledge that she enjoys. Okay. And that's where her spirituality and her emotions are. All right. So now let's find the book. The book. And it gets easier as the cards are definitely being pulled over. Okay. Turned over. So here is the book. It is in the house of the tree. Okay, so the tree is like, you've got your strong roots. It could be main family, that kind of thing. Well, where her roots are, where she really feels the strongest as a person is knowing about herself, knowing this knowledge so that she can really, make this music. And that's where she feels very confident is it really makes her stronger. It makes her roots stronger, and she learns more about her, maybe about her family this way as well, or the people that are surrounding her, and that she feels like their family. Okay, so now let's go to the tree. See, this one is going to be a long reading. We just keep going from house to house. Okay. So the tree is in the house of the sun. Okay. All right. I love this because this tree, that she's developed through knowledge, and this is herself, this is what makes her happy. The sun is joy. The sun is having a great time. Well, the tree, because she's made it so strong and she's making her roots stronger, this also may mean that she is very physically fit. And we know this is very true because she can be on the stage for hours, right? So this is what makes her happy, is being very healthy, and her roots being very strong and deep. Okay. Now let's look for the sun. Oh, the sun is up here. The sun is where the rider is. So again, the rider may mean, because a lot of times whenever we're describing a person, it's somebody who is very strong and very athletic. So it kind of goes with the previous card, right? So this is what makes her really enjoying her life, is being very fit and very healthy. And of course, being very young. But again, she's taking care of her physicality, but she's not really taking care of that mental as well, because you need to do both. So for her spirituality, she also needs to work on. But it does bring her joy to be very healthy, which is very, very confident, which is really good. Okay. Which is a great plus for her. So let's look for Ryder. Oh, Ryder is in the house of the birds. Okay. So what this is, so the Ryder can also bring something to you, kind of like a message, or bring something, to you. Birds can be like chaos. Okay. It can be also a message, somebody talking to her. Okay. So what I'm really feeling, because again, she has these trust issues. Okay. And the horseman can bring her information, and because the birds can be chaos, maybe she's always having to be on the lookout of who can she trust and who can she not trust. See the pattern that's going on here. That's how you tell the story, is all the common elements. So that's why I'm thinking it's that way. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the bird card, which is right easy. Okay. It's right next door, and it is in the child card. Okay. So it's very interesting. So we're going to continue to think that the bird is like bring chaos. Okay. Communication. Well, okay, so she is a child herself. I mean, for me, she's really young. I know she's getting a little bit older, but to me, she's still a child. She was a star child and so forth. So, the one thing with being a child, you want to play with so many things. You want to learn so many things. Remember, she loves to learn, learn, learn. But the only problem with this can also bring chaos. She's not concentrating on one thing. She's concentrating on too many things that are happening in her life, because there are so many things going on. Well, this means that she's not going to be able to be good in one thing. Okay. So it's almost like she's got to really concentrate on one thing at a time, and maybe living presently. A lot of times, whenever this happens in your life, you're either worried about the future or you're worried about the past, but you're not really living presently. Okay. So now let's look for the child card. And I found her immediately, okay, because she's really close to me. So child and cross. So it's very interesting. So whenever you look at the cross, this may mean, that there are some things that are really causing her grief, okay, that she's really having. And it also could be, working on your faith that's really, something chaotic in your life. But looking from the child, okay, this is so interesting because cross also means that sometimes work will bring you a lot of headache, a lot of stress. Well, she likes to look at work as being playful, which is an awesome thing. Okay. So she feels young, she feels, energetic, because she's on stage. Okay. And so she's looking at it from a playful point of view. But you also have to think of it as being a business. So you got to look at it, not only is it playful, but it's also a type of business. And so sometimes it can probably disappoint her. Okay, now let's look at the cross. For the cross card, where I know. Oh, here it is. Okay. It's over there on the left in the dark. Okay. So the cross is in the bouquet. Okay. Now the bouquet is like kind of gifts, kind of a social thing, like compliments. Well, sometimes it can bring, you know, difficulties into your life, especially if you're being so social. Sometimes you get compliments that you're not too sure about. Again, trust issues. You're going, okay, this can bring tribulations. What is going on? Kind of working on the faith. You can also look at it from a positive point of view. That, what, she wants to please others. She wants to please her audience. Again, this is something that's really good because she really cares, but it also brings a lot of burdens to her. That's what the cross is for. Okay. She wants to please, give gifts to everybody because she loves her fans and she's very devout to them. But it's going to bring some weight to her because she's going to be disappointed if she sees something in the headline saying, one fan was so disappointed, we're going to sue you or something. Okay. Well, let's go on. All right. So now we're going to find the bouquet, which is right here, and it is in the whip. All right, so I'm going to put the card sideways like this and tell you all about it. Okay, so remember what I said that, she wants to not disappoint her fans. Well, whenever okay, so think of the bouquet as, pleasing and wanting to help others. The whip, well, this kind of opens the door up, just like what I was saying earlier, is that, people may think that they can be mean to her because she is so wanting to please everybody. And so a lot of people are going, especially negative people, it's going to bring negativity into her life. And what you may just need to, if she was across the table, I may, give her some advice on that, how to protect herself. Okay. So now let's look at the whip. Oh, I know exactly where it is because I found it earlier. So this is the whip, which is so it is in the house of the heart. Okay. So this may, especially what's going on right now, is love is actually bringing her heartache. Okay, it's bringing her a lot of pain, emotionally, and of course this will hurt her physically as well. But it's bringing her a lot of heartache. All right, so let's find the heart in this stack. Oh, here it is. So the heart is in the coffin, okay? And so the coffin can mean, a new ending to something. So with the heart in the coffin, again, she has grief over this. And I know that she, I believe, has broken up with somebody or vice versa, or the relationship has stopped. But right now, she's really feeling the grief over a love relationship. So I'm going to go ahead and see where the coffin is. Where is the coffin? Oh, here it is. Okay. Again, this looks so different than my other card. So the coffin is in the bear. Okay. So again, okay. So I think that this person that she was seeing was a leader, was like, a very traditional male. And she really, it kind of brought her comfort. Well, here again, she's really having to grieve the loss of this person, this leadership in him that really made her feel confident and really helped lead her daily. So now let's look at for the bear. Okay, so the bear is in the house of the ship. Okay, so again, the ship is kind of moving. It's almost like a journey, kind of moving from place to place. It's like it's leaving the shore. So again, here's the boyfriend, okay, ex-boyfriend, who is leaving. Okay, he's like sailing away, and so it's ending. Okay, so he is definitely, his eyes are on something else right now. Okay, so his ship has sailed. Let's just put it that way. All right, so let's find the ship card. Oh, the ship card is right here. Because the ship has sailed away with the bear, okay, which is probably her boyfriend, okay. So unfortunately, it is going to be in the news because garden is meaning social, okay. So it just means that she's going to have to change, her thinking about this person leaving her life, and she may have to communicate this socially. But everybody, of course, is going to know about it because everybody knows her business. Okay, so I want to flip this over. Let's go ahead and find the garden. Okay, here we go. It is in the house of the lily. Okay, so whenever you were looking at the garden and being in the house of the lily, lily a lot of times means your morals, or it could also mean, somebody who is mature. So what I'm reading into this, okay, is that she may appear very innocent, very pure, all right, because, that's kind of her reputation. However, it may not be that way. So we may be seeing a totally different person that you see in real life. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the lily. So we're going to find the card, the lily. Oh, it's up here. Okay, so the lily is in the house of the clover. Okay, so whenever you're looking, let's go ahead and look at the lily and the house of the clover. Okay, so this may mean, remember, I told you that the lily in the last scenario was about morals. So maybe, clover means luck. It means that you're having fun because you're getting a lot of good things. You're very lucky. Maybe she is not, just the opposite. Okay, she's not taking it seriously. So, like if you go to Vegas and you win a lot of money, of course, I'd be excited, but some people don't take it seriously and they spend it more and they lose it all. So, maybe she's not taking those morals seriously enough, and that's why her relationships keep ending. So, she may need to look at the morals that she is actually showing in her daily life. Okay, so now we're going to find the clover, which is in the different paths, okay? So pathways can mean that you have several different choices to make, okay? And I think with her, because she has so many pathways that come into her life, and she feels very lucky because of the men that are entering her life, there are plenty out there. So she's maybe making the choice, well, once this relationship is over, it's okay. I'll have more people coming into my life. Okay, so let's look at the other choices that she will make. Look, oh, here we go. The pass. Okay. And the letter. Okay, letter means communication. It can mean something, a document or something that is written. Okay. So I think because she is in the public eye, she is going to communicate with her choices. So it's almost like, oh, I'm going to let everybody know what my choices is going to be. I'm going to go on social media and let everybody know. And because she is such a social person, I mean, everybody knows whatever she's doing. So she will definitely be dedicating herself to communication. So everybody's going to know if she starts dating somebody else again, okay? Because she's in the limelight. Okay, so let's go to the letter. And we're almost read all the cards. So let's go to the letter, which is the key, the house of the key. Okay, of course, the key is in the gentleman. Okay, so the key to all of this is having a man in her life, of course, you know. So again, she needs to find somebody who is very understanding in her life, that knows how to help her solve her problems in her life, to give, one that really kind of supports her and gives this information and really be a part of her. And a lot of times, because she is so famous, this man that's entering her life in the future may need to know, you know what, sometimes I take the back seat, but it's okay because I'm still supporting her. So this is kind of the man that she needs to find. So the key to it is finding the perfect male for her that is okay of not getting into the spotlight, and one that she can actually trust. Okay, so then let's find the gentleman, which is very up here where the house is. Okay, the gentleman and the house. Okay. Again, she needs to find somebody. This is kind of describing the person that she needs to be with. Okay. So the person that she needs to be with needs to be maybe somebody who is very homey, that loves to be at home, that loves to be structured, and is very stable in the home, is almost like a traditional man that wants a family, that wants to be at home, is very stable. And this might be very good for her, because again, she needs to be at home so that she can revitalize her energy, make her replenish. And the home is perfect for her. So if she has somebody that is like that, that's very stable in the home, that's where she's going to feel really good and really kind of going, you know what, I do trust him because he is helping me replenish my energy. So now let's look at the house. Oh, the house is in the mountain. So we're almost done with this. All right. We're almost done because we almost got all the cards. All right. So whenever you look at the house and it is in the house of the mountain, this may mean that the family that's surrounding her, not only her own family members, but the people that she works with that she feels that are family members. Okay. Sometimes there's like fighting among them, because there's lessons to learn. Sometimes you get along, sometimes you don't get along. That's going up and down the mountain, okay? And sometimes people don't, again, that communication needs to come out because maybe somebody doesn't want to talk about the elephant in the room, right? They don't want to say something to rock the boat. But sometimes you need to do that so that you can continue up the mountain. So the communication is what's going to be really important on here. So let's find the mountain card. Here we go. It's in the scythe. Okay, the house of the scythe. So again, it's like breaking this silence, because here we're talking about the communication. And mountain can also mean very slowly. Something's moving. So you got to cut it, very slow. You need to cut this short. So to really speed up this communication, you need to say, you know what? Maybe we need to have meeting of the mind so that we can get up this mountain and forget this, okay? And things will move much smoother. So let's go to the site. Oh, we got to the lady. And this is, yes, the last card. So we have gone through all of the cards. But let me tell you, this is also good because you get to learn all the meanings, the different combinations that you could actually have. So here is the lady. So the lady, this could also be describing her, okay? Because a lot of times she likes to cut things short. If something is not going her way, she's going to say, I'm done with it, right? Especially in relationships. So this could mean a person who is active, energetic, flamboyant, pushy, and intrusive and very harsh, because she's got this right here that she's going to cut it short, right? So she can be. So that may be something that she needs to hear and say, you know what? You need to really think about how, you know, you're cutting things way too short before you see what actually happens. So we have done all of the cards. They are all turned over. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I know it was a very long reading, and sometimes it will be, but the information that you get is so vital to your client. And I know, and what I really enjoy about doing the chain of houses is that it builds upon a life story. and you come to the end and it kind of ends it. And I really enjoy that. So I hope that this helps you. And again, this kind of helps you learn about the different combinations that you come across, because everybody's story is different, in which the symbols will change with each story and the context. So I hope that you enjoy bringing out those Lenormand cards so that you can change the world. So happy Lenormand card reading.